This video is to show the steps in creating a works cited page for your research paper. So you're going to go to your geography folder. You're going to open up your research folder within your geography folder. You're going to create a new document. First step, you should always rename it. I'd like you to rename this document Works Cited Research Paper. Because this is going to be information that is just copied and pasted into the end of your research paper when we are all finished, you don't need to do a running header up here, and you don't need an MLA heading either, since those are going to already be on your research paper. So we're going to skip that step. We're going to, though, change all of our format to Times New Roman 12, and definitely our line spacing to double. So the first thing we're going to do is give this a title, Works Cited. Press enter, go back to left align. You're going to choose your first source. Now these are all the sources that you cited within your paper. Eventually you're going to be putting these in alphabetical order according to the first word of the citation. But if you want to at this time, just go ahead and type them in, and then you can move them around when you are finished. You can do that as well. You can decide what you'd like to do. So the very first thing is you're going to type your first entire citation. So you can look at the sources and you can type those again. It's author's last name, first name, title of the article, the title of the website, the publisher, the date of the publication, the word web, and the date that you accessed it, and then the URL with carets around it. Again, you might already have this stuff typed somewhere. If you have been keeping track of all of your citations. If not, you can use the MLA citation at the top of your annotated bibliographies, and you can also go back to the actual source. You can look it up online if you need any of the information. You have all your sources printed, so you just need to go back and do that. Again, these are going to be anything that you have cited in your paper. So if you have an in-text citation in your paper, there should be an entry at the end of the paper called Works Cited. Now, when we do a Works Cited, the first line of any source is not indented. However, the second, third, fourth lines are always going to be indented. It's actually the opposite of how you would do a paragraph. Now, there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can highlight those two and press the tab button. That seems to work there. So that might be the easiest thing. Again, you don't want this one indented. You want everything else indented. I know this looks kind of funny, but that's the way it works. So when you get done with that, you press enter and delete. You actually want to go back to the beginning. You will enter your next citation. And again, you want to indent these second lines. And I would just highlight them and push the tab button one time. And again, I know this seems kind of weird, but that's just how it's going to look. Again, press enter or return and the delete button a couple of times till you get back to the beginning. Enter your next citation. Again, I already have mine typed and listed, so it makes it really simple. Again, just push the tab button. So you'll put these all in. Again, these are all the things that you have cited. So in my paper, I should have a citation, an in-text citation that says Barsagian. I should have an in-text citation that says digital textbooks. I should have a citation that says ebooks. They should all match. You'll notice always that these are in alphabetical order. B, then D, then E. So if they were out of order, you would just need to cut and paste and move those around. Of course, now I'm out of order, so I want to go back and put those back in order. So this is what your works cited will look like. You have to have at least 5 different works cited, so make sure that you have those listed. And then when you get to the end of your works cited, no matter what page it is, you're going to do insert. You're going to scroll down to break and select page break. This is after you are all done with your works cited. So insert page break, it's going to take you down to the next page. You're going to do what's called a works consulted. Now you'll see this research paper had many works consulted. So I'm just going to copy and paste those in and change my indentations. These are all of the sources that I looked at and read, but I did not cite within my paper. You should have many of these because most likely you got a lot of background knowledge. These need to also be in alphabetical order according to the first word. Now if the first word is the, go to the next word. If the first word is a number, you actually need to think of what the number would be spelled out, and that's where it goes. So if it was 29 reasons for using textbooks, then you would think of 20, which starts with a T, and that's where you would put it in the alphabetical list. If you have any other questions, you can probably find them by Googling, or you can message a friend. They may know the answer, and you can always consult with Mrs. Simons.